All right, y'all, it's 11:42 a.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. It's 45 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. All right. I'm your Uncle 79, the Spiritual Savage. I hope everybody's doing well. Please make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Comment in the chat, comment down below. All praises due to the Most High God that we woke up this morning, that we're back here again for the good fight. Okay. You could be experiencing attacks right now. Okay. You could be experiencing a lot of attacks, a lot of crown chakra attacks. You could be experiencing a lot of spiritual attacks. Hell, you could even be attacking your damn self. Okay. Because the energy in this world, this collective energy that we are all experiencing, is extremely toxic. You might feel like giving up. You might feel like throwing in the towel. You might feel like not getting out of bed. You might feel compressed. Okay, you could be trying to dig your way out of this very dense energy that we live in this 3D reality, so to speak. You could be feeling all that right now. I know that I am. That's why I'm bringing it up. I know that I probably am not the only one. I could be, but I'm probably not. And what I will tell you is this. You can combat that. Negative thoughts, self-sabotage, laziness, depression, sadness, worry. You could be struggling with substance addictions, substance abuse, drug addiction, sex addiction. You could be struggling with a lot of different things. I'm not going to say things are easy to overcome because, anything worth having is really kind of not easy to get or obtain, but you can combat it. It's worth it. You tell yourself good things. You tell yourself that you're enough. That you don't have to go back to bad habits, bad ways of thinking, bad people. You don't have to allow the outside to get into the inside. And that does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of faith. But above it all else, it takes belief. A belief that you know that you can do it, that you have a choice. Some of us get to the edge of the cliff and then go, nah, never mind. I'm not jumping. I'm not going to jump. And I have found myself in those spaces recently. I have getting right to the edge of the cliff and saying, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to jump. What do I have to lose? Everything. Everything you have to lose. So with that being said, this good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world, you have and I don't, who am I, but I'm just telling you have my assurance that you are strong enough, you're smart enough, you're beautiful enough, you are worthy enough to make the right choices for yourself, to fight against the toxicity in this world, whether it's from an external influence or an internal influence. You have a right, a spiritual right, to make a choice that's different from hour to hour, minute to minute, second to second, day by day. You can make a change just like that. You can change your mind. A lot of people out here want you to fail. They do. And some of us, parts of us, want us to fail as well. We do a lot of talking about how everything else is coming against us, how we have to constantly fight external influences, external people, external enemies, basically, is what I'm telling you here. We all do a lot of talking about that, but I've always tried to, express the importance of the demons within. You feel me? Our biggest enemy can be ourselves, and most times it is. So it doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing on the outside. I mean, it's good to know, and it does matter. You know what I mean? But for who we are and what we got to do, none of that shit really matters, because what happens is that the enemy will exploit weaknesses within ourselves to turn us against ourselves, to make us sabotage ourselves. And we don't have to do that. If we take care of us on the inside, then nothing on the outside really truly matters. And so, this journey of healing is a continuous process. It's a day to day, hour to hour, minute by minute, second to second thing that we do every day. There's not an inroad to healing, not one that I can see. I mean, we will heal, but it's a work in progress. It's a continuous cycle of things that we heal from. And healing doesn't always have to go back to things that were traumatic. It doesn't always have to go to generational curses. But healing is just becoming healthier. That's healing. Whether it's going for a walk in the morning, choosing the right type of foods to eat, listening to the right music, consuming positive messages, or messages that, positive messages. If you get some positivity out of something, and it's a positive message, no matter what the storyline is, you feel me? But it's becoming healthier, and becoming healthier is healing. And every day we can make a choice to do that. And that's why I feel like it just never really ends, because we should strive just to become healthier every single day, whether it's making the smallest decision or the biggest one. We just become healthier. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say today that you can make a decision to become healthier. You can make a decision to ignore the static. You can make a decision to ignore the devil on your shoulder and listen to the angel. It's all up to you. And again, if you are having a hard time convincing yourself that you can, there are a lot of places and a lot of people in this world that can help you. You don't have to do it alone. And that's the message that I wanted to share with you all this morning. So thank you all for joining me. Hope everybody's enjoying the start to their Tuesday. Please make sure you hit the like button, share and subscribe, comment in the chat, comment down below. Okay. We're going to pull in some general collective energy. For those of you guys that are members of the channel, we will be doing a giveaway here within the next couple of days. Okay. I'm going to do another message today, but I got some stuff I got to really do. Okay. I got some shit I got to do, y'all. So we will definitely catch up with each other after the second one at some point. But until then, be on the lookout for the announcement of the winners. I'll try to go live sometime this week with you guys. But outside of that, we'll get the messages out there, okay? Archangel Michael, please clear out and protect the energy for this reading so I can give a clear and concise message to the collective. I'd like to ask that all evil eyes go blind and our ear hustling demons go deaf. I'd also like to do a return to sender 10 times fold, guided with love and light, things that did not belong to the collective and me. So mo to be, so mo to be, so mo to be, and so it is, all right? Let's see where we at. We are 9 minutes in. So I got this necklace, very beautiful necklace, by the way, made by my little brother, Spirit Baby Kel. You should go check out his store. I will put the link for the store if I can remember on the video, but I will definitely include it in the description box below this video. And I will also post something on the community tab. He makes very, very nice jewelry. I got this from him. And one of my other favorites is my 7 chakra bracelet that I always wear as well with the ankh here. So I got this from Spirit Baby Kel. Good looking out, little baby brother. I appreciate you and I love you, man. I got some compliments on this already. So go over there. I'm going to post a link in the description box below this video. And if I can remember to do something at the bottom, I will. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know Spirit Baby Kel. Look him up. I'll tag him. Nice. Got some compliments on it already. Okay. It says amethyst in there. Okay. He makes a lot of nice stuff. Okay. All right. So let's see. We're going to be using the 7 chakras not the 7 chakras, okay? The portal pathway cards made by Sassy Lux 3333. You can check that out. Oh, well, here, my bad, y'all. You know, we just getting started. So, you know, if you want to skip forward, skip forward. If you want to dip out, that's your choice. Okay. I got things I like to do too. But this is the QR code for Spirit Baby Kale's store. It is www.insomniacdreams369.com. Okay. You can click that QR code, scan it, and it'll take you over to his store. These are this is for Sassy's store. You got 2 QR codes there. One's for her website, one's for her Etsy shop. If you go over to her Etsy shop, you will get 25% off of your order of Oracle or Tarot cards over there. So there you go. But we're going to be using her cards, okay, for the overall energy for this message. Can I get a card, please? All right, so we got 2 cards that came out. We have protection, smudge, cleanse, clear, tears. So you may need to do it, you know, ugly cry. All right, or somebody does. Tears are very cleansing for the soul. Okay. So it landed in the protection way. So smudge, cleanse, clear out, protection. We got some honesty coming in here for you. Okay. We have surrender. Holding on is what is causing suffering. This is a moment of honesty here. So we're getting a couple of different messages here. Something about surrendering, something that is causing you some type of suffering. That's the honest truth. Not quite sure what that is. I'm picking up on the tears, though. The tears, again, with this surrendering, letting things loose, letting things go, releasing something. There we go with the surrender. That's the word I was really looking for, was surrendering, release, releasing something, sacrificing something, like the hangman kind of energy. Releasing something, though, with the tears. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Tell me more. What's the message this morning? We got the Chariot coming out here, Cancer energy. Let me get another card, please. We got the Ten of Wands. Page of Swords came out in the reverse. And then we have the Hangman in the reverse as well. Again, it's in the reverse. This isn't, I called it a little bit, okay? But this is about, we have Cancer, Pisces energy out here, but the Hangman, I don't know. It's, I don't know. I do know. But anyway, the Hangman can represent being stuck and stagnant. It can. It can also represent, you know, marching to the beat of your own drum, being enlightened, psychic abilities, things like that. Okay. Doing things in your own way. But in the reverse, it can represent surrendering, releasing something, no longer being stuck and stagnant. Okay. Sometimes it can be interpreted each way, but this is a issue. This is the message is surrendering something. All right, so let's see. We got the Chariot here to the Ten of Wands to the Page of Swords in the reverse. Let's clarify each of these here, okay? What's the Chariot? We got the Emperor. We got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's get one more. We got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This is we got a lot of action in this first row here. We got the Chariot, which talks about moving forward towards a goal, towards some type of achievement, but moving forward with success. We got the Emperor here. The Emperor, again, to me is an action card, because we're talking about the divine masculine energy, which talks about taking action, bossing up, stepping into a position of authority. There's something here about immediately, especially with the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands in the reverse talks about stopping something, preventing something with force. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This is this lack mindset. There's something here that needs to stop immediately, and it's this I just heard an overwhelming feeling of lack, not having enough, not being enough, also not being a part of something. Feeling left out, a feeling of inadequacy, not being enough, but you are, though. There's something that's stopping you from moving forward with power and authority. So what do I mean? Okay, I'll just put it to you like this. This is the closest example I can give. So, for example, you walk into a party, and a lot of nice people there. Everybody seems to be having a good time, but you go somewhere and you stand off in a corner because you don't feel like you belong there. You could be feeling insecure. You could be feeling like nobody, who am I? I'm not anybody important. So then the whole night goes by. You barely talk to anybody. If you talk to anybody, you're not really enjoying yourself. You're not having a good time. But you walk into a party and you walk in there with confidence. You walk in there not so much, stealing all the attention, but commanding the room. You walk in there and you do walk in your authority. You walk in there as the Emperor or the Empress, take it as it resonates. But this just talks about walking in power and authority, to being assertive. It changes the dynamic of what could possibly happen for you. You could be like at a networking event and you're not putting yourself out there in front of people because maybe you feel like you don't belong there. I keep picking up, I keep hearing, you don't belong there. Something makes you feel like you don't belong there, or you should not have some type of position. That's what I'm hearing. Whoever you are, whoever y'all are, this is a general collective energy read. So it could resonate with a lot of people. It could resonate with nobody. I don't know. Let me get the 10 of Wands, please. Wow, we got Justice to the Tower. A lot of major arcanas are coming out in this reading. A lot of big energy. Something big is happening for you, or something big is about to happen. You don't even see it coming. You don't see something coming, okay? You're totally blinded to this. You're totally blinded, okay? There's also something too about again, you're not really, whoever you are, you're not really, there's something that you're blocking, or there's something that you're not considering embracing as far as your spirituality is concerned. Maybe your intuition, maybe you don't trust your gifts. Maybe you don't trust your judgment, so to speak, but there's something in your spirit possibly telling you you're ignoring it. You're ignoring it. You could be suffering from like imposter syndrome. What's imposter syndrome? Somebody said. Let's ask Siri, okay? Hey, Siri. What's the definition of imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome means the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills.
Yeah, you could be suffering from imposter syndrome. I know that I do, and I have, okay? A lot of, yeah, I have, okay? And I still do sometimes. Again, it's this whole feeling of not feeling like you're worthy, or that maybe you don't belong somewhere. Maybe you're not that person that you think you are, or people want you to be. I don't know. I mean, I probably should do a little bit more research into imposter syndrome, but it's basically kind of like you have this idea that you're not who you're supposed to be. You're not who you are. And that can stop you from doing a lot of different things. So say if you are somebody who has a talent for something, you don't really pursue that talent because you're like, oh, I'm not any good. But you really are that good. You're good enough. You're good enough. And sometimes that will stop you. Not sometimes. I feel like all the time that will stop you from moving forward. Again, with this lack of confidence, this lack of, having authority. I feel like there's also something here about not having spiritual authority over yourself. Maybe you don't feel like you have that spiritual authority, or maybe you feel like you don't have spiritual authority at all. Whoever you are, you're somebody very tapped in. Okay. But it's being blocked. You're not tapping into your spiritual abilities. You're not paying attention to it. You could even be somebody that's a tad bit afraid of tapping into your spiritual gifts and abilities. You do have a gift for it. You probably should. Okay. So with the 10 of Wands here to the Justice card to the Tower. So the 10 of Wands talks about carrying a heavy burden, being exhausted with something, tired. I'm picking up, though, with the Justice card to the Tower. It's kind of like you're exhausted from waiting for things to balance out for you. Like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen with the Tower? Let me get another card here. Or you're waiting on something to happen to balance things out, okay? Maybe you're waiting. You see that lightning strike up there, the lightning strike in the Tower? You could be, what are you waiting for? Give me a card, please. Queen of Pentacles. One more, please. The Empress. One more. The Fool. What is up with this? Whoever you are, you got a lot of divine energy, a lot of divinities in this reading. All these major arcana cards are coming out. A lot of Aries energy, a lot of, making the first move or taking the initiative to do something, to take a leap of faith. To me, it feels like you're waiting on the right moment. Maybe you're waiting on the universe or karma or the scales of justice, the spiritual scales of justice to give you a sign. It's like you're waiting on a sign for something. You're waiting on a sign to with the Queen of Pentacles to maybe create something or start something, because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who births things into life, who gives birth to things, who nurtures and fosters things. It's earth energy, somebody very grounded. But I'm seeing here, you're waiting on the sign to start something. Again, with the Empress as well. I feel like whoever you are, you've probably made some very good investments, especially with the Queen of Pentacles out here. So say like you've done a lot of work. You're very stable right now, or your money's getting better. Your foundation is getting better. But it seems as if you're somebody very stable, but you're still waiting on a sign to take a risk. The Empress is, although the divine feminine, the one thing about the Empress is about receiving, attracting things. It's like you're waiting for something to hit you, not physically. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you're waiting for whatever maybe you've manifested even to I don't know, like a meteor or something. Like you're just waiting for something to come towards you. But I'm picking up that you're tired of it, though. You're tired of waiting. You're just exhausted. I feel like whoever you are, you've done a great deal throughout whatever part of this journey is. You're carrying a lot of heavy weight. And I feel like this heavy weight I'm feeling like, again, with these feelings of not being enough, these feelings of not trusting yourself enough to make certain moves. The Ten of Wands, although talks about being tired, being exhausted, it does mean that you are strong enough, though. I mean, you've been able to do this. You're waiting on something for you to take a risk. You got the Emperor and Empress out here, so you do have a very good balance of your divine feminine, your divine masculine energy. But the whole thing about it is, I feel like whoever you are, you've been sitting back, waiting for things to just come out of nowhere. Like you've put in the work, you've been, had an attitude of gratitude, you've planted good seeds. You might have some success right now. I'm pretty sure that you do, especially with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. But I'm telling you that you really need to release. You need to move forward. You have to step into your divine masculine energy. Be more assertive about who you are. Stop feeling like you don't belong in certain places, or you don't belong in a certain industry. You don't belong in a certain workplace. You don't belong in a certain community. There's just a feeling of second guessing is what I'm picking up on here. You don't have to second guess yourself. This is the time. I believe that there's a card in this deck that says, if you're looking for a sign, here it is. That's basically what I'm telling you now. It's time for you to take this risk on yourself, to bet on yourself. So this thing that you could be, and it's funny because I was talking about standing at the edge of the cliff and saying, I ain't jumping. Well, that was a totally different conversation, but I'm being brought back to that because this thing that's coming towards the tower, this lightning bolt, and it doesn't really necessarily have to be a lightning bolt, but basically what I'm saying is that you're waiting on something to validate whether or not you should take a risk. So this is the moment where you take the risk. You jump on blind faith. You jump knowing that Spider-Man is going to give you that everybody gets one. Okay? Because you are in the Queen of Pentacles Empress energy right now, whether you're male or female. You're due to receive, but you got to take the risk is what I heard. So, let's say, for instance, you're being chased by bad guys. You're standing at the top of a building. They're coming for you. What do? You're standing at the edge of and please don't do this. Okay. This is a movie moment. This is a scene moment. Okay. You're standing at the edge of the rooftop. You're like, fuck that. I don't know. No, something is pushing you and telling you, just jump. You're going to be okay. It may seem crazy. It may seem delusional. It may seem out of this world. But something's telling you to jump, to take this risk. You're going to be okay. There's going to be no way in hell. In your mind, you're like, nope, this is one of these moments where obviously this is my karma. I done did some shit and I got to take that. What the fuck is going on here? I'm not finna jump. Well, then you're not going to receive. So the moment that you do decide to jump, to take that risk, to bet on yourself. And again, please don't go to the top of a roof. Sometimes we got to say, it's a shame we have to say shit like that to people. Okay. But Spider-Man's going to, everybody gets one. If you know, everybody gets one. You will be saved. You will receive this coverage. Let's get one for the fool. This is about you taking a risk. Yeah. Towards happiness. Towards something new, something better. Taking this risk is going to make you very happy. This is the Sun card in here, the little Sun card anyway. But it's going to make you happy. Again, with this whole kind of not really kind of believing that you do have the authority to make these kind of decisions. It's kind of like Neo in the Matrix, Is the spoon really bending, or is it just the way you're looking at it? The spoon's not really bending, it's your perception of it. Manifesting and creating. And, I'm not really a person big on manifestation in the sense of you manifest things and you sit back and they come to you. I maybe it works like that for some people, but for me, it doesn't work like that. Okay. I've always had to do more, it seemed. It's like I've always had to do extra just to get to the very surface of where I want to be or what I want. I'm not one of those people that sits back and goes, well, I'm manifesting it, I'm just gonna wait for it to come. I believe that for me anyways, I gotta plant seeds. I gotta water them seeds. I gotta go out there. There's a lot that I gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't come like that for me. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen for people. I'm just not one of those people. See, I kind of just a quick commercial break real quick. I feel like there are certain people, just like everybody has very different gifts, you know, whereas one person can do one thing and another person can't. Everybody got their own superpowers. And one of my superpowers may not be to instantly manifest some shit. You know, a lot of people might have that superpower. Okay. Everybody doesn't have that superpower. Could they teach people that shit? Some people say that they can. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. I come from a very particular, uh, uh, you know, era where you couldn't just sit on your ass and wait for something to come to you because you manifested it. You get your ass up and get out there and fucking work. You got to make moves. You got to hustle, you know? And I heard Coleman Domingo, the actor, say, he was like, yeah, I heard him say it last week. Like, yeah, I don't really know about what that meant. I had to work for mine. Nothing against people and the manifestation techniques, but whatever. So we got the Page of Swords here in the reverse. Clarify the Page of Swords in the reverse. So you gotta be willing to take the chance. And it is scary as hell. You know how much shit I sit around and I think about? Like, I want to do that, but then I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, never mind. You know, it's that easy. It's that easy to do that. I mean, we do live in a world where you can do whatever you want to do, you know, but I feel like a lot of us, when we understand the idea and the fact that you can do whatever you want to do, as far as maybe, you know, as far as career is concerned or whatever your gifts or talents are, you can do whatever you want to do. But a lot of us don't do it because we feel like the success of it all depends on how other people feel about it. And is that really success then? You know, 1 million people could cheer you on for doing something that's very mediocre and you don't feel good about the shit at all. You don't feel successful, even though everybody else thinks what you're doing is awesome and great. You're like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when a very successful music artist puts out a string of #1 hits and albums for years. And then they say, well, you know what? I'm going to do a passion project. Take, for instance, like Andre 3000 and his Flute album, which was pretty good, by the way, but everybody was talking shit about it. But he felt it was successful because it was for him. You know, that also could very well, again, that does play a part in this reading about worrying too much about how other people view you, with that whole idea of not feeling like enough or you don't belong some damn where. Sometimes we don't belong in places, you know, but that's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about somebody that needs to stop restricting themselves, holding themselves back. Let me get another card, please. Again, we have the Magician in the reverse. You saw how we had the Hangman in the reverse. We had the High Priestess in the reverse. Holding yourself back from using the magic within, from using everything that you have at your fingertips to make things happen for yourself. You're not doing that. You're holding yourself back from something here. Again, this feeling of community, okay? 7 of Cups. To me, it seems as if, again, you feel like you don't belong somewhere. 4 of Wands represents community, okay? Villages, okay? Structures, places. And then we have the Hierophant. You are the Hierophant. You're somebody who's meant to lead. You are meant to lead. Whoever you are, too, with this Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is a dumbass in the reverse. Somebody who did not pay attention to their studies. Somebody who really kind of would come across as somebody very smart, but they're not. You're lying to yourself again. You are. Maybe you feel like you're not smart enough. You're holding yourself back. These thoughts of not being an expert on something, because this would be the Page of Swords and the Upright is somebody who's a very learned person, somebody who's studied, somebody who has who's taken notes, who's been a very good apprentice, a very good student. I feel like whoever you are, maybe you're with this second guessing yourself, not feeling like know enough, or maybe you're not prepared enough. This is what's holding you back. Magician in the reverse. You're not embracing who you are. There is a community of people waiting for you. Maybe you've been having dreams about this. Maybe you've been having dreams about it. Some type of place. I don't know whether it could be a school, a community, organization, a village of people. I don't know. But again, it's with these illusions, though. You are a leader. You're meant to lead. You're meant to lead. We have the Emperor, the Empress out here. We have all of these, again, with these major arcana cards out here. You are somebody that's meant to lead. You are. The part about, and I get it, I'm getting God bumps. The part is, though, that you need to release something, these feelings of inadequacy. It's time to purge. Okay, maybe you do need to cry. Maybe you do need to purge. Maybe you do. And be honest with yourself. Surrender. Holding on is what is causing you to suffer. It's causing you more suffering. It's time to start being honest with yourself. Not being honest with everybody else, being honest with yourself. And it is scary. I get it. For real. Like, okay, so we're not taking a physical leap, jumping off a building. Come on now. But it feels like it, though, sometimes, doesn't it? It's scary. There's some fear here. How do you do certain things? How do you go about doing certain things? I don't know. I can't tell you. That maybe not the answer that you're looking for, but I mean, I guess it's some conversation we can have some other time. I mean, I don't know. We hear a lot of different things about getting in touch with the right people and networking, and there's a lot that you can do. But it's hard to kind of put all that into perspective, especially in the world that we live in these days, and how the dynamic between other people is. It's just a weird, back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, it was nothing to go out, go to a bar, go to a bookstore, go to a restaurant, go to a gathering and meet people and talk to people, create connections like that. But everything is so kind of out of touch with that. There's something that you need to do, though, to get this, to get this. I don't want to say opportunity, but to get this sign. There's something that you have to do, and I feel like everything else will come toward you. Again, with this whole kind of receiving, you need to let go of these feelings of inadequacy, these feelings like you don't belong somewhere, because not to say that people can see that, but maybe the universe, because I do believe in the resistance that we can create when the universe is trying to bring us something. So let's say that whatever the universe is trying to deliver to you is coming around planet Earth, or coming across, depending if you think this motherfucker's round or flat. Okay, either way it goes. Let's say, for instance, it's going around planet Earth, and the universe is saying, okay, we're about to drop this off. We're about to drop it off to you. We're making this round, and you're not ready to receive it. Then the universe is probably just going to say, okay, well, I guess we'll try again next time. I feel like whatever you're waiting on is maybe possibly even making its round back towards you. It's time to let go of these feelings of inadequacy. Nobody's going to give you a job if you don't think that you belong there. Nobody's going to give you a real opportunity if you feel like you don't belong there. I mean, that does happen for people sometimes, but for whoever I'm speaking to today, that's not you. Part of being the Emperor, Empress, Hierophant is that you are this motherfucker. You know that you are this leader. You feel me? Nobody can tell you anything. How you get there, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Let's get a final message out here for the collective. We're 40 minutes in. It's 12:22 p.m. Make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Comment in the chat. Comment down below. I really, really appreciate all of the support I get on this channel. It means the world to me. It definitely does, okay? And I love each and every last one of you. Whew. What's the final message out here for the collective? We got the Two of Swords coming out in the reverse. Get two more. The Knight of Wands. Death. Two of Swords in the reverse. Again, taking off the blinders, not being stuck and stagnant. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. This way is a safe space. Things can't come towards you. Things are stuck and stagnant. Things are at an impasse. You got the blindfold on. You don't even see shit. You just know you have two big swords. But this is also a card of indecision. Sometimes indecision can be a very safe place too. But Spirit is saying it's time for you to come out of this safe space. Move forward. Make a decision. Make a choice to move with passion. To take action towards this transformation. That's what I'm picking up. It's time for you to transform. Okay? Fuck what anybody else thinks about you, and fuck what whoever you are, fuck what you think about you too. Because what you think about yourself is heavily influencing you stepping into this role. Okay? And I mean that, fuck what everybody else think about you, because it doesn't matter. You could walk past somebody on fire and have a big cup of water in your hand and throw the cup of water on them. The fire goes out and somebody will get mad at you talking about you threw water on them. You so disrespectful, but bitch, you was on fire. You see what I'm saying? People, you can't always worry about what people think about you. You can be good as hell to people. Okay. You can love people to death, and people still, okay, will find something bad to say about you. Fuck them. I mean that shit. Fuck them and fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? You know who you are to people. You know who you are. And that's the crazy part. You know who you are to people, but you still don't know who you are to yourself. And I've dealt with that, and I've gone through that too. And I'm still figuring that out. You know, we can be that's always the life of an earth angel, the life of a chosen one, if that's what you want to say, the light of a light being. We're good. We're so good to everybody, even to our own detriment. But then when we need to be good to ourselves, we don't know how to do that. So maybe that's what you need to learn how to do. Because you are meant to be this Hierophant. I feel like we've gone for the Emperor, the Empress. We got all that out here. We've got the Magician out here. The High Priestess came out here. We also had the Hangman. You are somebody extremely highly enlightened. You have a gift for spiritual gifts. A lot of them, especially if you're going to be this Hierophant. You have a spiritual gift, or a number of them. But you have to stop holding yourself back from allowing that to manifest or grow within you. There's a transformation coming here. I like how this card came out last. There's definitely a transformation that's on the horizon. You feel me? Let's get a Rebel Oracle card out here. Here we go. Take a fucking trip. Do some shit. Go see some shit. Do some new things. Talk to people cooler than you. So you could. This whole leap of faith could be for you to maybe possibly go somewhere. Okay, now I'm picking up more on this. There could be some type of gathering, some type of event, some type of networking thing somewhere with people. Because I keep hearing maybe you feel like you don't belong somewhere. Maybe you feel like you don't belong in certain rooms with people, but you do. They know you do too. They know you do. A lot of people will know that you belong somewhere, but will treat you like you don't because they don't want you there. Sometimes, okay? Sometimes You belong right where you are, but people there, no, they don't want you there. They know you belong where you are, but some people don't want your ass there, and they will treat you like that to get you to walk away, to get you to be more self-conscious about yourself. You don't have to do that. Fuck them. Fuck them for thinking that about you, and fuck you for thinking that about yourself. You feel me? This has been a very, very good talk this afternoon. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think this is probably the longest message I've done in a very, very long time. So hopefully you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed giving it to you, okay? I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading. On your way out, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Comment in the chat, comment down below. And remember, it's okay to cry. It's okay to release. It's okay to purge. Don't keep it all pent up inside of you, okay? You are who you are. Okay, I'm just going to say it the way you are, that motherfucker. You already are. And they see it too, okay? It's time for you to see it. In the meantime, in between time, I'm your Uncle 79, the Spiritual Savage. Remember, you grow, I grow, I grow, you grow, we grow together. It's always love and light around this bitch. It's always take it easy. I love you to the moon and back. Deuces. Savage.